Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wednesdays with the Doc. I am your host, Dr. Daphne, and I am excited to share this space with you all today. Can you all believe that we are more than halfway through this year and that another school year has started for our kids and for those enrolling in higher education courses? I am so excited about this time of the year because the start of a new school year signals for me new beginnings, new opportunities, and just new paths that we can take on our journey. And so for this episode, we are going to focus on preparing for the upcoming school year. But as we get started, I want us to take a little bit of time just to acknowledge, some of the natural disasters we have had with the wildfires that occurred in Maui, as well as the hurricane that is currently hitting the coast of Florida. And just want to take a moment for all of us to just take note and observe, those individuals that are dealing with both of those natural disasters, send up a prayer for them, as well as to think about for yourself how you can support agencies or organizations that are providing support to those that have been impacted by the wildfires in Maui, as well as those that are going to be impacted by the hurricane that is coming. So let us all just think about how we can help our fellow humans during this time of need for them. So as with the previous episode, you know that I also want to start with a little bit of a mindfulness activity. So if you're in a place where you can sit still, where you can soften your eyes or close your eyes if you want to, go ahead and do that. And just take a moment to settle into your body. Take a moment to settle into the space that you're in. And as you softly and gently close your eyes, just inhale and exhale like you normally would. And just let your breath flow naturally in and out. Drop your shoulders, unclench your body, relax your jaw. Let your body just relax. This is the only moment that counts. This moment is for you. And I want you to just continue to follow your breath in and out. Slowly inhale and exhale. Take note of any sensations that you feel in your body. Take note of the space around you. Take note of how your body feels in this moment. And now I want you to just visualize and think about this new school year that has started, whether it's for your children, whether it's for yourself in pursuing another degree or another level of education. And I just want you to take a moment to think about how you want this school year to go. Visualize how you want the school year to go for your children, and visualize how you want the next academic year to go for yourself. And just stay in this moment. Hold that vision in your mind. Continue to slowly inhale and exhale. And I want you to keep that vision in your mind as we go through the rest of the episode. Now I want you to bring your awareness back into the space that you are in. I want you to softly and gently open your eyes and come back into this space. So just to give a bit of a short recap of our last session or our last episode. During the last episode, we talked about sources of anxiety and how to cope with those sources or symptoms of anxiety. And a few things that we talked about doing to cope with our anxiety was breathing techniques or meditation, reframing our thinking using positive affirmations, visualization, which is what we did to start off today's episode. And we talked about asking yourself the 4 what questions. What do I want to happen? What is the best thing that can happen? What is the worst thing that can happen? And what will I do if that worst thing happens? And so just wanted to give us a reminder of those things, because these are strategies that can be used in any situation. They can be used as a preventive measure. They don't always have to be used because something is wrong or you're experiencing anxiety. But for today's episode, we're going to switch gears a little bit and just talk about how to prepare for back to school or the upcoming school year. And I know many of you are already a few weeks into the start of the school year. Some of you are just starting school, or your kids are just starting school. So thought this would be a good episode to just touch base and talk about preparing for the upcoming school year and to provide a few strategies to help you prepare. So one thing that I want to offer as a strategy to prepare for this school year is for parents to set realistic expectations for their kids, and to set those expectations with your children and make sure that those expectations are age appropriate and that your child understands what those expectations are. In my work, as a therapist, I often work with teenagers and their parents. And when it comes to school, many of the teens that I have worked with, indicated that they really didn't know what their parents' expectations were of them, or the expectations were not realistic. An example would be, parents, saying that they want their child to get all A's. And where that is good, that we want our children to strive for the best, maybe that expectation of getting all A's is not realistic for a child that struggles academically. Or maybe saying getting all A's is can contribute to stress for that child. I do think it's great to have expectations for children to do well in school and to, achieve a certain level, but let's make those expectations more realistic, and also let the child know that it's okay if they say earn a B and they didn't earn that A, but they earned a B because they did their best. So I think we want the focus to be more so on the child doing their best and not necessarily always on the letter grade. But we want to ensure that we are setting realistic expectations and setting those expectations with our children for the upcoming school year, as well as if we are going back to school, setting realistic expectations for ourselves related to our academic performance. The second strategy would be for parents to connect with their child's school and teachers. And I know that, in our political arena and our political climate today, there's been a lot of talk about, parents' rights when it comes to schools. And, some of that dialogue can contribute to, parents and teachers being at odds, or parents, being placed in an adversarial position with teachers. And we don't want that. We want our parents to be involved with their child's school, and we want our parents to have open, honest, respectful communication with their child's teacher. But we also want that work to be collaborative. Your child is in that school for, 6 to 8 hours a day. And you want to make sure that as parents, we are working in a collaborative nature with the school, that we're being respectful towards our child's teachers, so that our children also understand the level of respect that they want to give, or that they should give to their teachers. And in turn, our teachers should be working collaboratively with parents, and they should recognize that the parent is the expert on their child, and that the process should be collaborative, that teachers should be having open communication with parents and welcoming that collaborative relationship with parents. The child or that student is the one that's going to win when our parents and teachers are working together and having a collaborative relationship. And so our work as parents and teachers, we want it to be collaborative. The third strategy is for parents to set house rules with their child. And the same with expectations. You want the house rules to be realistic, and you want the house rules to be, age appropriate. And I say set the house rules with the child so that, they have some ownership of those house rules and they feel invested in what is happening in their family. I would say set no more than 5 house rules, because, anything beyond 5, we're going to, lose track of, or we're not going to retain it. 5, I think, is a good number. It's not overwhelming. And I would say to make sure the house rules are clear and specific, and that your children understand what those house rules are, as well as that they understand the consequences if the house rules are broken or violated. The fourth strategy that I'm going to suggest for starting off the school year and having a successful school year is to establish a morning and evening routine with your children. And that morning routine, can encompass making sure that everyone starts their day off on a good note. Of course, it's going to include, our hygiene things like showering and brushing our teeth and all of those things. But then the morning routine should also encompass how you're starting your day with your child. Are you starting your day with them with maybe reciting some positive affirmations, or checking in, to ensure that homework has been completed? Of course, having breakfast or preparing breakfast is going to be included in that morning routine, but I think it's good to set a morning routine that you all do consistently Monday through Friday. And then you also want to have an evening routine. How are you all closing out the day? Is there, homework involved for the evening routine? Does the evening routine include having dinner together as a family on certain nights of the week? Does the evening routine encompass, again, hygiene things to help settle the body down? Even doing short meditations together as a family in the evening can help to signal to everyone's bodies that it's time, to settle in. It's time to prepare for bed. So what are the things that you're doing to prepare for bed? Are you shutting off electronics at a certain time in the evening? Are you all, engaging in some kind of family activity together? So again, the fourth strategy would be for you all to set or establish morning and evening routines that work for your family, and that's going to help you all start and end your day on positive notes. And then the final strategy would be to have regular family dinners. Having meals together is a great way to connect with your children, to find out how their day at school went, to find out, who their friends are, what things they're interested in, because we know that when we have a meal with our friends or our family, we're more relaxed and we're enjoying each other's companies, and we have those organic conversations, and those conversations flow more freely. So I would, advise to set some time to have regular family dinners where everyone is giving each other their undivided attention, where you're not on your cell phones or using electronic devices, where the TV is off, and you all are truly enjoying each other's company. You can even have the children involved and help with preparing the meal as a way to further engage as a family. So I'm going to stop there with those strategies because I don't want to overwhelm. So again, I gave 5 strategies to set realistic expectations, to work collaboratively with your child's school and teachers, to set house rules with your child, to establish a morning and evening routine, and to have regular family dinners. And you all know, at the end of every episode, I also give action items to complete for the time between our next episode. And so the action items for you all to work on over the next few weeks are to hold regular family meetings. And so your family meetings can be a place where you do set the real expectations, where you set your house rules. Your family meetings can be used as a way just to check in with everyone to see how their week has gone. I would recommend maybe doing the family meetings once a week or once every 2 weeks. And they don't have to be super long meetings. They could be about 20 to 30 minutes tops. Again, where you talk about the house rules, the expectations, where you can check in with everyone to see how everyone is doing. You can check in about school and grades and just, have those open and honest conversations with your kids as a family. The other action item is to create some kind of a board that features the house rules and place it somewhere where everyone